Hello YouTube, time for a video again. So my name is Andy Woods and I keep Central American cichlids. And if you're one of my regulars, you're going to be thinking, where have you been? Well, I'm still here and I'm still keeping the fish. I've been having a few messages saying, are you still with us? Yeah, I'm still with you. And I'd like to wish everybody a happy new year. Looking forward, hopefully, see if I can get motivated to post the videos a bit more regular. So this is Wolfie, my Parachromis stove eye, 22 incher. Anyway, so what I'm going to have to do now is we'll do a fish room tour, just to go around and show you what's been going on. But to be honest, not a lot changes in my fish room. Some of these fish I've had for ages. Wolfie, it's his birthday next month. 11 years I've had him, so like this tank hasn't changed for ages. So anyway, shut up waffling Woods, before you go on too long. Without further ado, let's get on it. Right, we'll move along from Wolfie's tank, Mr. and Mrs. Wolfie. We'll move along from their tank now. I don't want to spend too much. He's looking up for his food. It's feeding time, like. I don't want to spend too much time on each tank because I'd like to get back into this YouTubing thing and then to go into depth with each individual aquarium a bit more in depth, like. So let's move along from Wolfie's tank. Bye-bye, Wolfie. Yeah, while we're looking at the Parachromis, we might as well do the Jag. The Parachromis Managuence, the Jaguar. So come with me. There's the Jaguar. Beryl. All my regulars will know Beryl. Beryl's doing absolutely fine. She's here all alone, in solitary, in the tank just on by herself. So Beryl's still with me. So I'm not, like I said just a minute ago, I'm not going to spend too much time on each individual tank. I want to do like upgrade, and I'll do full videos on tanks and talk about them later. Like so, I love this Beryl. This a male Jaguar. Anyway, we'll move on from Beryl, and where shall we go now? Well, let's have a look at the monster chancho. Here we are at Tank the chancho. He's doing really well. He's not changed a lot. Had him since 2014. Got him as a little guy. I got him a group and I bred them in the early days. But I don't bother with it now. I've sold the female. He spends all his time in this corner. I think he'd eat himself to death if I let him. He has a couple of tank mates. An old male, I've frightened them. An old male, there's a pair of convicts in there. A scruffy old male who's been around for donkeys. And a nice little female. Anyway, so Tank's still with me. I won't spend too much time here. We'll do proper updates. I'll go tank by tank in more detail. So we'll move along from Tank, the chancho. He's a right big old lump. And we'll go across to the Haitiensis. The Haitiensis. Now I've kept these for 10 or 12 years now. These ain't my original ones, but these are homebred. But yeah, I always do well with Haitiensis for some reason. I've got loads of fry for sale in my fish room, but we'll go down there later and have a look. Can you see the reflection in the background? There's an orange motas. Can you see that? Well, let's go and have a look at him. That's little Morris. Right, so this is Stan and Hilda. Stan the man and Hilda, Haitiensis, black nasties. We'll turn around. As I keep saying, there's not a lot of changes in here. My regulars will probably know more about my fish than what I do. Someone told me it was Wolfie's birthday soon, so I looked in my calendar and diary. I said, blooming heck, it sure is. So this is little Morris, another fish I've probably had since 2014, and he's the same as the big old chancho. Well, what tank mates he's got is a lovely pair of convicts. So I'm finding convicts, lovely dither and tank mates. Right, Morris. This is motas. Look at his blunt face. So we'll move from the blunt face of a motas. Come on, Morris. Come on, all the viewers are watching you. They haven't seen you for a long time. So we'll move on from Morris and we'll have a look at the Red Devil, Botox. He's not got a blunt face, he's got a pointed face. Yeah, so this is Botox the Maniac. I've had him again. I've had this one for, I reckon it was about the same size as the chancho. Could have been 14, possibly even 13. And people tell me, oh, it's a my devil, it's a my devil. Anyway, I know the history of it. I know where it came from. I know how much money I paid for it. And also know it's had like 8-9 years in captivity. It's actually doesn't look as good as what it did when I first got it. Nowhere near. But yeah, it's all pink now. It's like lovely and red. Anyway, I'm talking too much about each tank. I was going to do separate videos. So here again, like we got a Red Devil, a female Dover, a scruffy old male. They live forever, don't they? A scruffy old male convict, and a beautiful little female there. But like she ain't stupid. I'll go in there and hide like. But this male, oh God, he's got balls of steel. He has. You see them when them two get aggressive. Convicts have got balls of steel. Anyway, I'm going on too much about this one. I've got to move on. Right, I moved along now. We're at the Rio Hondo Carpenters. He's doing really well. I love this fish. In fact, it's probably one of the most colourful. You're not going to appreciate it on this video. It's probably one of them. There, look at them colours. Look at them cheeks. It's nearly solid blue. All that wormy pattern, nearly solid blue. Anyway, I've got lots of stories to tell about this species. I've not been too successful with these. Anyway, he's living happily in this tank. And what? Look at it. Tank mates. The best tank mate for any aggressive cichlid is a beautiful pair of convicts. She's beautiful. Anyway, there's a couple of bristle-nosed plecos in here as well, but this is the Rio Hondo Carpenters. This is the last one I've got, like. But look, you've got to admit, that is one of the most beautiful cichlids, in my opinion. Central American cichlids. Anyway, we'll move on from the Carpenters because I'm going on too long again. I'm waffling. Right, we've moved on to the bean eye now. There's no change here, like. So I'm just thinking, like, you're not going to get me bored of my fish room. What's the point of watching woods? Nothing changes. Most of these fish I've had for ages. I like keeping them for a long time. In the early days I used to like getting pairs and breeding them off and that. But now I'd just rather keep a fish for years and see how good it becomes. Because you can't appreciate this one. He's about... I bet it's got to be 11 inches anyway. Shut up, go. Look, we better move on, like. I've got a few more tanks in the house and it's a fish room. Right, I'm in my lounge now, so I've got three more tanks to go through. 1, 2. I've got 3 more to go through. And then we'll go outside. Yeah, what we'll do, we'll go outside and have a look in the fish room. So let's get on it. This is the Red Terror tank, so we'll have a look at the Red Terrors quickly. Yeah, the Red Terror tank setup was the last video I did. That was about 5 months ago. So a lot's happened in this tank in 5 months. They're all growing on. They're all doing nicely. But I'll do a separate. As you can see, there's some diver fish in there. So we'll do an an update on this tank shortly, and we'll tell you what I've done and what's been going on. Right, we've moved over to this little tank. This is Melanie's tank. To be honest, I took over it. Like, we've got loads and loads and loads. Oh, we've just got a lot of the fish died, and look, we've just got loused out with blooming swordtails. We've got swordtails everywhere, all different sizes. Yeah, she had a bit of a disaster. Anyway, that's another long story. She had a disaster, and the only fish, tough as old boats, aren't the swordtails? We've got bloody hundreds of them. And also we've got some nice super red bristle noses. Look at him having a good old suck on the old stones. Like. And we got, look at these, like, they're all them like, the toughest ones seem to be these, I don't know what they are, because I don't know nothing about swordtails. These like bluey, like blue and grey and speckly black ones. Anyway, I've got one more tank to show you in the lounge, so let's have a spin around. I bet he'll be hiding. Rufus the red wolf. So this is, I've had this one, I've grown him on from a fry, which I brought from Rob Johnson, and they came from Cichlids of the Americas. So Rufus is doing absolutely brilliant. He's growing nice. Well, I'll say growing nicely. I think people say, I'm talking too much about each tank again. People say they grow fast, but I disagree. We'll talk about that in another video. Rufus and the female. There's the female. They're divided up at the moment. This I call her Coral. She's got a black bottom lip at the moment. So all we need to do now is the fish room outside in the garden. Yeah, so here we go. We're at the fish room now. It's bloody freezing out here. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to go through the tanks. The regulars will know, they've seen them all before. Anyway, I better get in there where it's nice and warm. It's brass monkey weather out here, I'll tell you for now. Right, we're in now. Oh, it's lovely and cosy in here. Bloody freezing outside. It's warmer in my little fish room shed than what it is in the house. So we're going to go through all these tanks one by one. But I think I'm going to have to look at all the glare. I'm going to have to switch the lights off in the tanks behind me. So I'll put you on pause and give us a sec. Right, we're going to start here with the my second pair of red morphed ovi. This is the one what I call Fanta. Fanta is slightly smaller than Rufus, but he's got a lot more attitude. But I think a lot of the attitude what he's got is probably due to the point that the tanks in the fish room. Look at him. The tanks in the fish room are a lot warmer than the ones up in the house. So that's Fanta, a lovely red morph male dovi, and then we'll move across the divide. These ones are divided up as well, and this is the female. I've got stories to say about this female. I nearly sold her at one point. I was very disappointed with her in the early days, but now she's turned a corner and she's my favourite female. Yeah, so we've got Fanta with loads of attitude. Look at him, you put your hand near the glass. But I think that's got to be to do with the water temperature. It's easy to keep the tanks warm in the fish room if it's well insulated, and what it also is in the house. Anyway, we'll move down. We'll move down to the rack, the tank below it, another 180. And this particular tank is one what I really love sitting and just watching. It's basically it's a dumping tank. I've got I've got loads of red tiger motos in here. That's a lovely little male, that one, isn't it? Yeah, I've got loads of red tiger motos in here and Trimax like. This is a tank what you know, like I say, well, I think where we're going to put them fish. I've got some home brews in here, the red tiger motos. The Trimax are not my home brews, they're big fish lads. These are the ones that fry he bred. So when I've got fry or something, I don't know where to put them, I'll just lob them in here. Yeah, and the Texas or Carpenters or whatever it is, I've got no history. I've got no history on the Texas or Carpenters, or what you want to call them. So that one, look, that one's got tiny spots on the cheeks. She probably looks like a Texas. This one's kind of like in between, like. So I've got no history, so I can't tell you what they are. So they're basically they're just a common old garden fish store, local Texas. Everybody calls them Texas, don't they? Yeah, so we'll move on for this. My little dumping tank. I actually like this tank. I can spend quite a long time just laying on the floor in my fish room, chucking the pellets in and watching all these grow outs grow on. I love them. Right, along from my dumping tank, which I love sitting down and watching, along from the dumping tank, and then basically we're going to a fry rack. So like this rack, all these are Haitiensis. These are bred from Stan and Hilda. I've got loads of them. I've got 2 tankfuls, and then we're going to move up one. Now they're all hiding. I better chuck some food in here to see them come out. So these are just fry. Anyway, let's pause here, put some food in. There we go. Now there's some fry out here. We got same again. We got red tiger motos, and I think we got some Haitiensis, and also we got some Trimax, and there's a Texas, a common old garden Texas in there, not a special one. So we'll move up from this tank. Oh, I've got some bristle noses in there as well. All right, we'll move up to the next rack. This is my hospital tank. I've got a gold storm in here. That's out of focus, isn't it? Come on, focus. Anyway, I've got a gold storm in here. Well, he ain't doing so good, really. I never can keep green terrors and gold storms anyway. And then we've got a little tank there with a... Anyway, I better move. We're going to move around. I'm going to turn these lights off. We're going to move around. Right, I've moved over to the other side of the fish room now, and we're looking at the Parachromis Multifasciatus, and this is the female, and she's absolutely beautiful. She's all nice and yellow and all coloured up beautifully. That's gone out of focus, hasn't it? There, it's back in focus. Yeah, so she's looking beautiful. When we'll go, but she does not. They never get along with the male. This is the male. He looks a bit dark in here, but he's beautiful as well. But he digs all the gravel out, so he's got a black substrate. So if you had a light substrate, like the female, I'm sure he'd look a lot more beautiful. Like so, but he's such an interactive fish. We'll see if we can give him some a little bit of food. No, I ain't got. We can't do that, mate. We're not feeding today. But look. He'll jump up and bite, mate. Look at them, look. Ow! Ah! You bugger, you. Yeah, so he's a gorgeous fish, full of character. Yeah, he's a gorgeous fish, full of character. But my phone's gone out of focus. What's happening? So what we'll do, we'll move along to the red tiger moto tank. There we go. Red tiger motos. Bloody hiding. They're bloody hiding. We're not going to waste much time on this tank. So red tiger motos are really aggressive, but on this occasion they're shy. So we'll move down. Right, down we go. Down we go to the bottom rack. We're passing Asrakis and down to the bottom rack. And this is another red tiger moto, but this tiger moto is absolutely. Let's give him some food. Yeah, he's like full of aggression and energy, and he's not shy one bit. But the ones above I showed you earlier was actually his parents, and all the ones in my dumping tank, they're his parents. So every single fish has its own character. He's boisterous, full of energy, and his parents are quite shy. Anyway, we're talking enough about the red tiger motos. I mean, I'm going to have to let this one go at some point. But he's a minter. I love him. He's a minter. In fact, he's better than his father. So we'll go up and we'll have a look with Cichlids Asraki. So these are the Cichlids Asraki, which I bred myself from the pair what I got from a grummy. I think most Cichlids come from grummy, and these are doing absolutely beautifully. I had 5 to start with. I'm down to 4. but I lost one, but it was my own stupidity. That's another story. But they're doing really well. There's 4. I think these two are paired off, and then I got 2 more. I maybe have to split them up soon. Yeah, so they're doing really well. And we'll go across here, and this is Big Daddy. This is the father. That's a crap shot, isn't it? He's the male. He's the father to all them other Asrakis. And what I'm going to do is put some pellets in and see if I can get his head down so we can see him. Because he's he's getting huge. Yeah, well, I would say he's about 12 inches now, but it's a bit like with Chancho. He'll not put his head down. So what I'm going to do now is put a handful of sinking pellets in. Basically, I'm going to look at him, look. Bloody hell. I want to overfeed him so he gets his head down so we can see how beautiful he is. But he's in a completely different tank. The juveniles, look at the lighting. The juveniles have got a far better lighting. So he's in solitary. I just keep him. Oh, mate. But actually, as a wet pet fish, it's turned out beautifully. But in the early days, I was struggling with them, like I've been really scatty fish like. But now he's in the fish room, not a lot of traffic. Yeah, he's turned out a really interactive, quite a wet pet fish, which I think most Central American cichlids do anyway. Anyway, I'm going on too much about this one tank. I'm going to have to move. We'll move down to a tank below it. Here we go. What you got, mate? You got a tank full of rocks. We're going to have to put some food in here and coax these little ones here, ain't we? Hang on. Right, I put some food in now. So this is another dumping tank of mine. I'm trying to segregate them into different sizes. We got Trimax in here and Red Tiger Motos again, like. And anyway, they're all doing okay. These are slightly bigger than ones I showed you before, so I better not talk too much about these, like. Anyway, I think I've about done it all now. I'll just show you. If you've got a space in your tank, if you've got a space in your fish room, fill it. Yeah, I found the more tanks you ram into your fish room, the cheaper it is to run. I've got tanks everywhere. Like, look, there's one on there, on top of there. This is the tank with the red morph, Fanta, on top. What we'll do, we'll just stick, what should we do? We'll stick a couple of little whatever they are, 18-inch tanks there. And we've got hospital tanks here. We've got a little square there. Stick a tank in there. If there's a gap, stick a tank in it. Look on the floor. Yeah, stick a tank there. Anywhere where there's a gap, put a tank in. Look, anyway, I think we'd better wrap this one up. Pretty sharpish, but I think it's gone on too long. But I believe it's a lot more economical on your electric bill if you fill your fish room. If it's only a tiny fish room like mine, ram it to the rafters. Ram it to the rafters. Once it's got to temperature, it'll stay there forever. I can open the door of my fish room, do water changes, even if it's minus temperatures outside. Anyway, that's another topic. Say goodbye to Fanta. We'll go back up in the house and wrap the video up. Right, we're back here up in the house next to the Dovi again, like, so it's time to wrap the video up. I hope it hasn't been too long and drawn out, and I'd really like to post a bit more regular, but I can't promise. I've got to be in the right frame of mind and that to post, like. So I'd like to thank all my regulars, all the subscribers, and thank you for watching. And if you like this sort of thing and you're new, I appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. It helps. It helps promote the channel, like. So until next time, happy fish keeping to you all, and ta-ra!